The fact of waking up, finding out that he's been given 350 lashes is quite shocking, honestly, after he's been given 12 months already inside.
Well, what is Carl like as a person? I mean, we're hearing him described as a 75-year-old grandfather. In what sort of physical health, or what type of man is he?
Carl's a really nice guy, genuinely kind, caring, and I think and he's quite fragile. And I think sending him to a prison like the Breman prison it's going to be overwhelming.
Yeah, do you know, I do have to say to you, and I mean, I understand your concern as a family friend, but so many people are getting in touch and saying, well, you knew what the laws were in the country. What would you say to them?
It's right that he did know what the law was, and we all know what the laws are in Saudi and how alcohol and drugs are really forbidden and really strict. But he's 75 years of age and he's been in there for 12 months. His original sentence was 12 months in prison, not 12 months and 350 slashes.
What do you know about the conditions that he's being kept in?
Breman prison it's not like prisons here. It's not one of the cleanest places to be in. There's no beds, the food's not as good, but there are different sections, and I think Carl is being taken care of very well.
Danielle, do you know exactly how he's facing up to all of this? Has he been able to talk about this?
I haven't been in contact with him, but I think he's just fed up of being in there.
Yeah.
I think anyone would be after 12 months, and he didn't know for a few months of what was going to happen, and now that they've changed it, I think he's going to be coping very well with that.
What would you ask of the British government and David Cameron in particular?
To do as much as they can to help get him out. And if they're not able to get him out or to get rid of the lashes, then as a minimum punishment as they could possibly help give him.
Yeah. Many people believe, and hopefully believe, that Carl is being used as an example to other people, that hopefully the lashes won't actually happen and he may well be deported from Saudi Arabia. How much faith do you have in that?
I would hope that he'd get, it's probably best off if he does get deported and if he isn't given the slashes. So I do hope that's all that it is and not a fact that they're going to give him the slashes.
He is being held up as an example. Do you think there are many, many other people like him, both Saudi and from outside the country as well, who are indulging in alcohol?
I'm not sure about that, but I don't think there's been many cases of Saudis themselves being arrested for this kind of offence. But there are other offences such as drugs and other kinds of criminal offences that have been released in less than 12 months when they should be a longer period of time. So I think this is taking it a bit too far.
Yeah, and he's had a journey and a half, has he not?
Yeah,
his wife has been ill. He's been ill himself.
Yeah.
To tell us about the state of the family and what he's been through.
I think the family are in quite a bit of shock as well, finding out that he's going to be given the slashes, because originally him getting arrested was quite a big shock to all of us. So I don't think they're going to be able to cope well with it, and his wife, I don't think it's going to cope well with her either. I mean, who would want to be able to hear that her husband's getting 350 slashes?